Okay, hello everyone. So I'm so excited for this. We are going to knock this out in about 30 minutes. So if you want to grab pen and paper, you can do that. We're just going to kind of go over some of the basic things that you should be doing each and every day, which your sponsor probably has talked to you about that. But we're going to show you like a little bit of a list. Taylor, if you want to go ahead and just introduce yourself real quickly, and then I'm going to pull up our KPI list in the background. So we've got that.
Yes. Hey guys, what's up? My name is Taylor Kaufman. I've been with the business for about 5.5 years now. I got started and I was a college student. Is there any college students on here? Drop a 1 in the comments. I was in nursing school. I was working 2 jobs and I just had a lot of student loan debt, credit card debt, and I was overweight. I gained 30 pounds and I was like, you know what? I'm just going to do this thing, see what happens. I never expected this to be a long-term thing. And I'm here 5 years later, still in love with the product, still in love with this amazing company. Our CEO and our family at corporate's amazing. I'm a retired nurse now, so I do this full time with my husband at home, and we just get to have just freedom of time, you guys. Like having not having to clock into the hospital anymore. Like that job was draining. I was undervalued, underpaid, and I get to really create my schedule and say yes more and do more and give back more. So I'm super grateful for this opportunity, and I'm so excited that you guys are all on here. I'm super proud of whoever joined today and you're on here. Like, way to freaking go. Like, I'm so proud of you, whoever that is. So proud of you.
I know, that's what I was thinking, just how amazing it is. So really quickly, my name's Erin Tweed. I have been doing this business for 6.5 years. I, like Taylor, was a nurse that started when I had one kid, and we were just looking for a little bit of extra money to help cover the cost of childcare. So now I've been at home for 5 years, which is crazy. We've added 2 more kids to the mix. And, at first I meant to change my shirt because that's life with kids, getting catch up on your stuff. And then I was like, I didn't even have time. And so I want you guys to know you can be a hot mess, have ketchup on your shirt, all the things, and you can still have success in this business. Okay. So nothing has to look picture perfect. That's the beautiful thing about it. So let's jump right in. I'm going to share my screen, and I want you guys to know, if you're brand new or maybe even you've just gotten started in the last little bit, we launched. If any of you are a list maker like me, go ahead and put a 1 in the chat. I'm very type A. I like lists. When I got started, I thrived on a list because I was busy. I was busy working full time. I needed to know who I was messaging, what I was going to be doing each and every day. And so I love that our corporate team came out with this document. So if you are not familiar, your eSuite, it's literally eSuite.aworks.com. That is going to be your back office. And so if you click the little document library at the top, type in KPI, which means key performance indicators, and that essentially means this is your daily task list. Okay, so you can find this copy here, and it's gonna give you a look for what each and every day should look like. So this is the one that corporate has put on. Can you guys see that? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Oh, I can. I'm doing good. Zooming it out. Okay. I was like nervous I was gonna mess up the screens. So you guys, I think, can see it. So your month, the month is obviously December, your goal, your rank. So maybe you just got started and you're like, okay, I'm not sure exactly what to shoot for. I want you to go ahead and you're going to put Ruby right there. Okay. So Ruby is going to be essentially finding 3 team members to help earn an extra income along the way. You can also, in document library, find that chart. So that's going to give you the visual. I want you to make sure you have that in front of you. You've got that taken care of. So you're going to go to eSuite and you're going to get these 2 things. Then obviously the letters underneath each number are going to signify the day. So you can cross this off. So we're going to kind of break down a few of these. So Taylor, if you want to cover like 1 through 5, and then, or we can just bounce back and forth, whatever. But this is going to be the goal to getting things done each and every day, right? And so I'm not sitting here and telling you go after, obviously we want you to get your 6 customers so you unlock that $150 shopping spree. But the tasks that you're doing daily are what are going to lead you to that, getting that goal accomplished. Does that make sense? So it's not just going to be like, boom, you're going to make 1 post and probably all these customers might flock to you. You might have that, but it's going to be the work that you're doing each and every day that's going to set you up for success long term. So if you want to go ahead and talk through 1 through 5, and then we'll go from there.
Yes. Well, my voice just like was squeaky. Okay. So number one is show yourself making or using a product on Instagram and Facebook. Facts tell, stories sell. Include a poll or a swipe option. So hopefully everyone knows how to post to your story. It's super simple. You just hit the add to story button and then you pick a picture from your photo album on your phone and then you put it up there. There's like a little gift section you can add polls to. You can add the swipe feature, and every day you should be showing people that what the products are doing. Okay, if you don't have products on hand yet, that's totally fine. There's lots of resources of where to find these templates to show what the products are doing for people. Pinterest is one. You can literally search It Works Cleanse on Pinterest and there's going to be a million things that pop up. It Works Skinny Brew on Pinterest, a million things pop up. Showing the products on your story daily is so important. Okay, and then you can see who's voting on your polls, and then you can reach out to them and say, hey, saw you voted on my poll, can I give you some more information? Next one is make a post about your personal story, past, present, future blessings. So every single one of you guys has a story. Before you joined this business, you had a story. And I can actually, I don't know if she has it, but I have like a little guide that I could send in the chat for you guys if you want to copy it into your notes. But it's basically asking yourself and creating a post that says, okay, where was I before I started my business? What made me say yes? What were some things that I was struggling with? And where do I want this to go? Like, what do I want this to do for me? Like talking about before it works and why you got started and what this is going to do for you. So kind of even manifesting, when you start talking about you going Ruby, putting it out there, people want to come with people who know where they're going. And so if you start talking about your business and you're talking about how you're going to promote this month and how this extra income is going to help you pay for gas and groceries and Christmas, like people are going to see that and be like, what are you doing? I want to do that too. Okay. So kind of just incorporating your story every day. The next one is, 3 and 4. So these are kind of the same thing. So when you go to your Facebook friends on Facebook, up at the top, there should be like a little button that you can click. And usually it looks like 3 dots. And you can click sort from latest to earliest or newest to oldest. And as you start growing your market, you're going to have newer friends towards the top of that list. And so what it's saying is sort your friends list from newest to oldest and like and comment on their page. So this is what we call interaction. You might hear it as called interaction. Basically that's what it is, but you're liking and commenting on their posts. So really anytime before I'm messaging anyone, I'm already doing this. So as I'm sending out my messages, I go to their page, I like a few of their pictures, I might comment on one. You're going to be seen in their notification section. They're going to see you commented on their post or see that you liked it. And it's just about exposure, you guys, because especially as you start getting new friends, when you're interacting on their page, they're going to be like, who is this girl? She commented on my picture. She's going to go click on your profile. And then if you're doing the business right and you're posting about the products and the opportunity, they're going to go to your page and they're going to see what you have your hands on, and they might comment interested, or they might see your poll on your story and vote on it. So it's all about exposure. And this is how we build relationships on social, is interacting and commenting. The last one is share someone's corporate approved pictures. So on your story, especially, this is kind of simple to do as you're featuring the products. A lot of our story templates have before and after pictures on them. So you're showing people what the products are doing on your story. And then on your Facebook, you guys, I don't recommend doing this for Instagram, but on your Facebook, I share before and after pictures a lot of times in the comments or in the post. So I'll either like make a post that has like a colored background on Facebook. I'll just make a status and it'll say, who on my timeline drinks coffee and wants to lose 5 to 30 pounds over the next 90 days, see comments below. And I'll put like pointer fingers down there. And then in the comments, I'll post a before and after picture of Skinny Brew, someone who's used Skinny Brew over 90 days and had awesome results. So it's just getting the results out there, you guys. People need to see what this is doing. It's one thing to say the coffee shrinks your waist and you can lose weight on the coffee, but if they see a before and after picture that says that this person used coffee for 90 days and they went from that to that, they are way more likely to want to get their hands on that product. Okay. So you have to show people what the products are doing. And I encourage all of you guys to get your own results Because once you have your own results, then it's even easier to share this product line because you're like, look, this is me before, this is me after, right? So that's the first 5.
Yes, I love it. Okay, I was like trying to find my chat, but it's different when I'm sharing my screen, so it was like hidden for a second. Um, yeah, so the first, like Taylor said, and obviously, um, the main goal here is you want to be spending 30 to 60 minutes a day doing these activities. Now, it doesn't mean that you have to sit down and devote like, oh my gosh, I have to do all of these 10 at one time. Like, if you have like 10 minutes in the car at car rider line or whatever your day looks like, and you're like, hey, I can make a post real quickly and I can go and interact on a few people's things. Hey, you knock out 2 through 4 right there. It doesn't have to be anything crazy. It can be standing in line at the grocery store. I know all of the stores right now, if you're standing in a line to check out, most of the time they're pretty packed, right? And so it can be incorporated into your day-to-day routine. So 6 and 7. So I went ahead and put in the chat. I see there's a couple more people hopping on. I put in the chat some really great resources because this one is going to say message 10 people about the customer option. So I would encourage you, especially the person that joined today, you can even go to my YouTube or use that link, but you're gonna hear people talk a lot about host to post, which is essentially our team does a giant giveaway every single month. And so you'll see that. And so what we do is we post about our giveaway. Then we go and ask people, hey, in order to get an entry, I want you to throw a post up on your wall for me. And then they're like, okay. And I will have them post about, like, let's say, hey, my friend Erin is looking for some hair models with hair, skin, and nails picture, maybe testers needed for Thermoped X. And a lot of these resources and messages that you're hearing are already in our team page in 2020 Focus, so you can search and find them. But that is a way to expand your network and create that kind of big referral system. So you're having, not only are you posting and bringing people to your page because you're interacting, but then you're also adding to your network and growing that pond, right? You're growing so you have more fish to choose from when you're casting. So you're going to see, you can either message people, if you put up a poll in the morning about the coffee, like who wants more info about coffee, or maybe whatever other product that you decided to do, or maybe you have somebody that commented on a picture. This is going to be the time that you're going to be sending out 10 messages. Okay, so send out 10 messages, focus on getting those host to post up. And again, if you want more specifics, go to my YouTube, type host to post, and you will find some there. There's also tons of amazing trainings. If you go to 2020 Focus, type host to post at the top, and you're going to see those as well. Then message 20 people about the opportunity. So you can go and look at, one thing that I like to do is look at either polls or those interaction things. Look at people who are viewing your stories frequently. Sometimes there's people that are just kind of I always like to say, like, under the radar watching for a little bit, and then all of a sudden, boom, they're like, I've been watching forever. You'll start to notice because they're watching your stories. And so I'm sure some of y'all probably have been, I know I was like that. I watched for like 3 months and didn't say a dang word, but I was like watching and watching and watching. So you're going to want to message 20 people about the opportunity. You can, again, use people that have commented, go back to people that have hosted a post for you. That's one thing that I like to do once you've kind of gotten into it. It's just be like, hey girl, like, you had no problems hosting a post for me. Or putting something up on your wall. Have you thought about the business side and making money doing this? And so that's going to be the different opportunities that you can do. And I know Taylor's putting in some messages for that. Adding 25 new friends on Facebook and Instagram. So one thing that I like to do, because again, when you come into this business, you have a certain amount of friends right now. So you can even go to your Facebook friends, write down that number of friends that you have, go to your Instagram, go to your followers, write down how many followers you have. And you want to make it a goal to be increasing that number, because that gives more people looking at what you have to offer. It gives you more people who are seeing your posts, who are seeing your stories, who are interacting. And then that way you have a better opportunity to sign up customers and to grow your team and your network. Okay. Let me get her added in real quick. I wish it wouldn't do this. As far as putting people in a waiting room, but it does. Okay, so you're adding people to your network. One thing that I like to do for Instagram, and you can do this exact same thing like on Facebook too, is when I go to my Instagram, I might be like, oh, this girl, she posted in Georgia. So I might just click Georgia, and then I might scroll through some of these pictures and I'm like, oh, she looks cute, let me add her. Or something of that nature. Then I might say, oh, I love to shop at Home Goods. Okay, love to shop at Home Goods. So let me go find a cute picture. I'm going to do that. And then I'm going to look and see, oh, who liked this? So then I can go and add a couple people. So you can do that on Facebook as well. You can go and search, name of a restaurant, a boutique, a certain city, or maybe you want to grow your network close to you. So you might put in like a local town and you can interact with people that way. So that's going to be adding to your network. And then number 9 is going to be posting stories about your coffee samples. So here's the cool thing. If you're doing one with making your coffee, you can easily knock out 9 right here. So they might be like, hey, this is my candle, but let's pretend, okay? So I might say, I'm drinking my coffee, I've made my coffee, here's my pretty coffee picture. Then I might take a picture of this, put it there. There's my coffee mug. And then I can just go and put a poll, and I can say samples available at the top, 1 for $6 or 3 for $15, or however you want to do it, right? And so you can essentially leave that as the last slide of your little stories from number 1 of making that coffee, and you've knocked out 2 of these things in literally probably like 30 seconds. It's very simple. You can also just make a post on your wall as well, but just the stories part makes it so simple, where you can say swipe up and type coffee, or the last slide is, hey, I have some coffee samples available, who wants some? And then number 10, posts for 10 host to post, getting 10 different host to post up each day. So if you're sending out those messages, like we said, and putting in some of those things, you're going to be getting people that are interacting. So if you go to my wall, and I think Taylor did this one too, you can go and copy that status, and it's like, what's everybody's shopping status for Christmas? A, completely done. B, semi-done. Or C, haven't even started. So that is a great interaction post, and you can go copy that, paste it onto your wall, put it with a colored background, and then as people are commenting, then that's somebody you're going to be like, hey, Sarah, thanks so much for commenting. I would love to get you an entry into my giveaway. Would you be willing to post something on your wall for me? I'll send it to you, and we'll go from there. And they're like, perfect. So then you can get those host to post up that way. And again, you can go to the more specific trainings. I will post those different links right now again, that way, because I know there's a couple of people that got on late. So that's essentially it. I'm going to go, here we go. Oh, see, somebody joined from a host to post. I love it. But that's the simplicity of, okay. Hold on, here we go. Let me stop my share. Sorry, I was trying to see too many things at once. But that's the simplicity of this. It doesn't have to be anything crazy. It doesn't have to be anything drastic. This is going to be what you're doing each and every day. So if you're like, okay, I don't know what to do, that's what you're going to do. If you are needing post examples, if you see that link to the Newbie Guide to Success group, that has tons of posts in the comments. If you literally type out the day, you say day 1, I'm ready to make my first post, go in the comments and you're going to find story images, post examples, messages. All of those tools are already there for you. But the biggest thing that I would say is, we can mentor you, we can guide you, we can do these trainings, we can give you all the links and all these things and give you messages and posts and all that, but we can't physically do the work for you. It's up to you to make that decision, to just commit. And so I would encourage you to just commit to doing this, going all in and saying, okay, I'm going to do all these things that are on that list. Is it going to be perfect? No, because you're figuring all these things out, right? You're like, what was that HAP thing again? That's probably what you're going to say when you get off, and that's totally fine. That's normal because it's all new information. But here's the thing. That's when you can go back to your sponsor and you can say, hey, how does this work again? Like, they were talking about host posts. I just want to make sure I can wrap my brain around it, and just go from there. But Taylor, what else do you want to add to that?
I think the biggest thing, you guys, is just like being consistent, like showing up on social media, showing people what you have your hands on, because that's the biggest thing, like posting every day and showing people that you're like in this, like you're doing this, like you're committed. And, you need to really build that rapport with your audience and your friends, so that way they know and can take you seriously. And also just know too that, it's going to take some time. All the messages that you're going to be sending, these are all seeds that you're planting. Okay. We call them seeds. I don't know about y'all, but if you've ever tried to go like grow a tree, when you put the seed in the ground tomorrow, you don't have a tree in your backyard. Like that's not how the seed works. And that's kind of how this business is too, is you're planting all these seeds, you're posting, you're gathering interest from people all over social media, and it takes a little bit of time, and it takes them watching you, and it takes them seeing your story time after time after time, and it takes having a couple follow-up conversations with people. I just don't give up on people. If I know someone's interested, I write their name down and I keep following up with them. And I usually ask them, when's the best time for me to get back with you? If you can't order today, I put them in my calendar and I follow up with them next Friday. And I just keep following up. And I think that all of the people that have found success in this business is because, one, they believed that this could work for them. You have to have belief that you can do this. And two, we follow up. That is the biggest thing, because if you don't follow up, you're not going to be signing people, because probably 80% of people don't join the very first time you talk to them. I would say more than half for sure don't join the very first time that you talk to them. So following up and belief in yourself and belief in what you have your hands on, you guys, is so crucial, so crucial. And if I can recommend anything, start getting your mind right. Start pouring good things into your mind, especially if you're someone who's just naturally negative. There's anyone on here who's just naturally negative. I was so negative when I joined this business. Like, I just was pessimistic. Like, this isn't going to work. Like, I just looked at the negatives of everything, and just know that like what you focus on is what you're attracting. So if you're putting out posts and you're like, well, no one's going to comment. Of course, no one's going to comment. You just said no one's going to comment. So like, you have to come into this positive. You have to believe that this can work for you, and just follow the leaders. If you're like, I don't know what to post, guess what? Go to Aaron Tweed's page, go to my page. What are we posting? Like, copy the right cat and just figure it out and keep going, because you will have success if you just don't quit and give up on yourself. Just got to keep going.
Yes. Yes. So, we went over the simplicity of that, doing those things each and every day, making sure that you know your goal, which obviously if you've just gotten started, your goal is going to be going after the Ruby. And then the last thing that I want you guys to, we'll spend like a minute to do, is I want you to go ahead and put in the comments the reason you started this, the reason that you said yes to this business, just whatever thing comes to mind when you're like, I said yes because blank. Okay, put it in, like, what was that one game? There, I don't know. I used to watch Game Show Network, and it's like there was that game, and it was like whatever, blank, blank, something. I need to think of what it is, but you guys know what I'm talking about. So I said yes because of blank. What is your reason? Drop that in the comments real quick. And then, okay, so financial stability. I know I said yes because we needed an extra $500 a month to help cover the cost of childcare. Debt, better health and confidence, pay for daycare, eventually be able to stay home, want to work from my phone, needed $500 a month. Okay, so you have this, I said yes because I wanted an income, okay? So you have this very surface level reason that you said yes, right? And so you might be like, yeah, I need extra income. But is that really gonna be the thing that pushes you out of bed every day? Probably not. Is that going to be the thing that's like makes you, maybe it's like cold outside and you're curled up in bed and you're like, oh, I don't really want to do my KPI list. No, but the thing that we need to do is ask ourselves why 5 times. Why did we join? So for me, for example, and I want you guys to kind of do this as you're hopping off the Zoom, because this is also going to be, when we talk about those ways of sharing your story, this is going to give you that content for that as well. So, you're saying yes because you need that $500 extra a month. Well, why? Well, I went to school. I did all the things that they said I should do, but we are still struggling, and I was starting to get frustrated with the process. Well, why? Well, I was sending my son to daycare, which our daycare was more than our mortgage at the time. And I just thought, what in the heck? Like, what is going on? There's got to be more to life. You're supposed to be enjoying kids and family. And, we did all these things, but why? Well, like deep down, I was starting to get mad because I was missing moments with my son because my husband had to take him to school. I was already at work. And then by the time I would get him, you guys know if you have kids, kids are like very happy in the morning. And then the fussy time, like you heard at the beginning of this Zoom, is that's the time I was getting. I was getting all just the bedtime, right? And then if I ask myself why 5 times, then I'm finding out, oh my gosh, it wasn't just that I needed 500 extra dollars a month. It was, hey, I was struggling with mom guilt and just being a parent and figuring out, like thinking, I've done all the things and I don't have any more that I can do because my schedule won't allow it. But how I'm supposed to be providing for my son, but we still are struggling to pay for this daycare. And so that's going to be the reason that pushes me out of bed. Do you guys get that? Drop a 2 in the chat if that makes sense. Because it's not just you want to pay off debt or you want to stay home with your kids. It's got to be that deep down reason that's going to drive you out of bed. It's got to be that thing. So I want you to take some time tonight, put that in your notes of your phone, even brainstorm, because you might have something that's deep down. You're like, oh my gosh, I didn't realize that, or I didn't know that I felt that. But now when you're going and sharing your story, like Taylor gave that example, now you have something to share. You're going to say, oh my gosh, I was struggling so much with mom guilt and, worried about paying the bills, but I knew I had to go to work. But then here we are struggling to pay daycare and I'm missing moments with my son. And I just kept feeling like I was moving in the motions with nothing actually moving in my bank, right? And so that's going to be part of my story that I can talk about. So there's all those moving pieces. So I want you guys, go ahead.
I just want to add to that really quick, you guys, because the story is what sells, okay? People don't join It Works. They don't join the Skinny Brew. They buy the product because of you. They join your team because of you. And so you have to get your story out there. I try to tell my story, even just the smallest post every day, talking about how I couldn't fill up my gas tank, how I wanted to just pay for groceries, the small things, you guys. You don't have to have this huge success story that you're making millions of dollars in this company for people to want to join you. But if you talk about problems and solutions, people have problems, the same problems you do. They have the same problems. And if you're putting out a solution, they're going to want the solution. They just will. And so don't be afraid to tell your story over and over and over again. And it probably will feel weird that you're talking about yourself all the time on social media. But understand 10% of your friends ever even see your post. I know that when we put a post out there, we think the whole world can see it. Oh my God, all 500 of my friends are going to see this post. Wrong, Linda. The algorithm doesn't work like that. 10%. 10% of your friends will even see your posts. So that is why the consistency of putting it out there every day, you're going to reach more people. So don't be afraid to do that. And don't feel like you're being repetitive, because that's what business and work is. When you go to work, what do? The same thing every day, okay? That's the same thing with this business. You're going to do your KPI list. You're going to post every day. You're going to talk to people every day. You're going to put your story out there every day. Just like you would go to your 9-to-5 job, you're expected to do the same things every single day, okay? So just learn the groove and put yourself out there. That's all my tips.
Yes, I love it. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and close this up, but you guys got some homework. Get that KPI list printed, and maybe if you still have questions about it, this is a perfect time to reach out to one of us, go back to your sponsor and just say, hey, I want to make sure I'm doing this right. And know that, like Taylor said, it is a process. So you're not just going to wake up tomorrow and be like, I am 100% confident in doing all these activities and blah, blah, blah. No, there's still days that it's crazy. And so know that this is a work in progress. You're going to be building on that each and every day. But then do some homework and write down that why, write down that reason that's going to push you out of bed, because that's what's going to be the most amazing part of this journey, is looking back and seeing why you started and where you are, a year from now or 2 years from now. So put that in your notes. And, if you're making a post about it, tag one of us. So that way we can be cheering you on. And I can't wait to see what's going to happen. If you have any questions, reach out to one of us, and we will have another training next week. But I hope everybody has a great night. Thank you guys so much for hopping on, especially the brand new people. I love it. You guys are amazing. I can't wait to see what happens. Hope everybody has a great night. Bye, y'all.
Bye.